Too many things are going this way. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Even down to my travel, I'm like, ooh, if it's like off, that flight ain't for me, or this ain't for me. Like,
so then that was kind of like a hold up. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? And
did that make you want to be a rapper more, or make you want to make money to get it back?
Nah.
No, I'm not with him.
No.
Yeah, not by choice, but I respect them.
Angela Simmons merely replied with those 3 words when asked if she was single. And to be honest, they said it all. You could tell she was talking about Yo Gotti. What is weird is that the roles have been switched around in the present. Gotti is contacting her again and begging for her return after Gorilla publicly humiliated him. What was Instagram lacking? Angela had been quietly retreating for months before the live feed because of the expensive gifts, late night calls, and gossip. Do any of you remember when Gotti fell in love with Blast? Let us remember that he sent it in a direct message back in 2015. It even goes so far as to say, quite simply, that I just followed Angela Simmons. Boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons. They're like, dang Gotti, you bold. F it. I'm gonna let the world know. Goss. He was not even subtle about it, you guys. When the guy publicly revealed his crush on Blast, everyone loved it. Angela Simmons, the daughter of Reverend and hip-hop aristocracy, were frequently criticized by Gotti. In essence, she was untouchable. And now this Memphis rapper is saying in public, yeah, I want to. What followed shocked everyone. From a real-life relationship to a rap bar, they were more than a rumor by 2023, as everyone knows. They made their official Instagram debut when Angela posted this gorgeous photo of them together, along with the caption, "You are everything I need," on Instagram. From the outside, it looks solid, but according to several insiders, this perfect image was already starting to crumble. The adult couple goals of hip-hop were the term used to describe them, like, finally, a sophisticated, complex celebrity romance. But you know that Instagram is prone to lying. Behind all those perfect photos, allegedly, things were falling apart. The story said that Angela was starting to feel like she was the only one who was trying hard. An insider even said Angela felt like she was putting in more effort than she was getting back. Yo Gotti's schedule was nonstop, and she started feeling like she wasn't a priority. And since Angela is more than just a +1, it makes sense. She runs well-known fashion brands and desires stability rather than just attention from the public. Glorilla, one of Gotti's musicians, was all over the place while his label, CMG, was taking off. She was always in the studio with them at local parties after FNF exploded. People initially dismissed it as a matter of business, but you know how it goes. Rumors become headlines, and whispers become rumors. Then others start accusing Gotti of becoming too close to Glorilla. Then the bombshell was dropped. Glorilla essentially embarrassed him by going live on AIG, and all of a sudden, Gotti appears to have lost everything. Angela, a few objectives, the image, everything. But when you consider it, it seems crazy. The entire situation began as a rapper's dream that came true, akin to a fairy tale. In the last few minutes, the internet has witnessed one of the most chaotic breakups. However, this is when things become very shady. This whole incident between Glorilla and Yo Gotti has been loud, even in the absence of any words from Glow. You see, the problem has already been side-eyed by the internet. First of all, she was not being treated like a label artist by Gotti. No, he was out here sprinkling presents like a man attempting to secure something. On her birthday, do you recall when he arrived with that brand new Maybach truck? Yes, everyone, a Maybach at home, not some congratulations cake or a small bouquet of flowers. A high-end SUV with a large red bow that cost $200,000. She posted on Instagram saying, "You are the greatest." Fans were going crazy in the comments, saying things like they effing because she was pursuing him so intensely that you would assume she had just received a proposal. For them, this behavior was not typical of a CEO. He smacked her with the Audemars just as everyone thought it could get any louder. On her wrist, I'm referring to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, which weighs 18 carats and costs $65,000. And this was a snub to everyone who was watching, not just the labels. The issue is, though, until there is genuine investment, you do not simply discard diamond watches and Maybachs. Do you get what I mean? Individuals began to piece things together, asking themselves, wait, is this simply business? Or is there something deeper going on here? One even made a comment. Albiu, she looks pretty. He buys her the nicest gifts and always speaks highly of her in his interviews. And he does, to be honest. When he talks about her, it sounds like he is boasting about his star student while simultaneously acting like a proud father who has seen his girl succeed. Additionally, Gotti was coming up for her, so it was not only presents. At her birthday party in Memphis, he showed up, performed next to her, and excited her like a devoted fan. This was no ordinary, tactless corporate maneuver. Everyone could see that he was publicly endorsing her. Despite the fact that Gorilla never threw shade at Angela or appeared sloppy, her presence was so noticeable that others began to say, wait a minute, if he is doing this for glow, what does it mean for Angela? Since you all know that deeds speak louder than words, Gotti's deeds have everyone talking. In the midst of all of this, Angela was posting something completely different. She shared this gem in her Instagram story. At night, I desire everything that flows, everything that goes, everything that flows. And that is a woman typing out in private, not just some old inspiring saying. For example, I'm not going to stand up for a man who is too busy showing his loyalty elsewhere. Furthermore, an insider even stated, Angela's not the type to get all jealous and insecure. That's just not her vibe. But at the same time, she's not dumb either. She's not going to ignore little red flags, even if it's just rumors floating around. She just wanted more, you know? More reassurance, more of his time, and more effort from Gotti. Everything began to make sense when the small separation finally got to the point when Gorilla made Gotti look bewildered by clowning him live on Instagram. It is all smoke and mirrors, all those flawless posts. Now, while everyone else watches like it is the newest reality TV show, Gotti is the one frantically trying to get Angela back. The true twist though, Angela's quiet. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words, so avoid rants and criticism. However, you must be disappointed if you were hoping that Angela would drag Gotti through the mud, because that is not her way. She did not post any subtle messages on Instagram or vent live. Rather, she delivered what may be one of the most elegant stomach punches ever months ago. Not by choice, but you know I respect him, Angela responded with a smile in response to Angie's question about whether she was single. It is best to keep some things quiet. He has my utmost respect and affection. He is working on his project. I am glad for him. It was considered elegant at the time, and some even claimed it sounded like closure. However, those comments feel different now that Gorilla's I do, not need no birdie moment went viral, and there have been rumors that Gotti is trying to woo Angela back in private. That comes as a kind of silent epiphany, as if she wanted this to work out and he mishandled it. And certain things are better kept quiet. Supporters are making connections and claiming that she was far more knowledgeable about Glow, the label drama, and other topics than she disclosed. In the present, when insiders claim Gotti has been contacting people behind the scenes, Angela's previous interview appears as a warning. He wants her back after she left with dignity. The lady he faces has already adapted to life without him. Fans are pulling video up and back after Glorilla publicly dumped him online. Even though Angela's quiet, low mic drop on Angie Martinez's show did not seem like much at the time, and it gets increasingly messier from here. According to blogs, Gotti is attempting to re-establish his relationship with her by phoning, giving flowers, and even utilizing mutual acquaintances to mediate the situation. Additionally, other websites claim that he has been all over her Instagram, including an old post that, let us face it, is the quintessential I miss you gesture. They are devouring the internet in 2025. He is being made fun of by the entire throng, who claim that he went from pursuing his ideal woman to retreating in shame. Others, who described it as merely a desperate ex moment, urged Angela to leave him alone. Naturally, the clinging romantics are still supporting him, claiming that since they pursued her for years, perhaps he merits another chance. In any case, it is crazy since Gotti's appearance changed from that of the boss who landed his ideal woman to that of the man who messed her up. At the same time that his relationship with Glow is failing in public, he is now stumbling. However, why does Gotti appear to be preparing to crawl back to Angela out here? Sincerely though, it is not only about losing her, it feels like the entire kingdom is trembling at the moment. There have been rumors circulating about a potential RICO case involving his CMG label, and I mean rumors. Gotti's name has been in the news ever since the murder trial of young song Dolph began to garner attention once more. In the industry, no one wants to work in it. Nothing has been verified, but you know the drill. There is generally something cooking when there is smoke. Now, however, imagine yourself in Gorilla's position. She is one of the most popular new rappers, and she has endorsements, festivals, and everything. Being drawn into a complex legal dispute with her label boss is the last thing she wants. It makes sense why she went live and declared herself to be D-U-R-N. She seems to be attempting to keep that bag safe before things get out of control. Angela, however, has a lot going on. She is a mother, operating companies and establishing a positive, fitness, and health-focused brand. She is not precisely prepared to become embroiled in a situation involving Rico whispers and untidy public drama. Her courteous, respectful demeanor and message seem like a tidy way to leave, a subdued manner of indicating that she was avoiding the commotion. Gotti is trembling in his boots in the meantime. He is single, struggling to keep up his image, and might lose his biggest artist. The twist, though? Once showing off his victory over his long-term crush, the man now appears to be frantically attempting to keep her, while everyone on the internet observes the collapse. Warren Lestrade claims that Yo Gotti has been going to great lengths to gain Angela back, which is where things get really steamy, like frantic actions you would not anticipate from him. Just sit us down so they can work things out. We are talking about Flowers, showing up at her door, making lengthy late-night calls that go unanswered, and even him attempting to set up these secrets. But guess what? Angela is not going anywhere. She has been giving her all to her enterprises and raising her son, and if you watch her movements lately, you will see that she is beaming in a way that exudes unbotheredness. Additionally, there are rumors that she may be secretly entertaining new suitors. The message is clear regardless of whether that is true or not. She is not sitting around waiting for Gotti to calm down. Everything went south at that point because Gorilla's feud with Gotti made him appear extremely weak in front of everyone. And once the internet clocked it, oh, they ran with it. It is bad enough when your own artist withdraws during a live performance. However, it is a double L when your own woman, the one you have been chasing for years and finally got, refuses to return. In all honesty, there is a wide gulf between the fans. Others are wishing for a reunion, speculating that perhaps love would bring them back together, while others are clowning him like, bro, you are finally realizing what you lost. But me, I do not believe it. This does not seem like a scene from a romance film. It is like a man watching the world fall apart around him. He is clinging to Angela since she is the only person in his life who was previously a steady part, as well as his label and artist drama. However, no one truly knows what Angela will do next. Yes, she has been avoiding Gotti and has not mentioned the gorilla drama. In all honesty, though, it appears like she is more preoccupied with her son and her business. Something is shouting out of the silence. We may be witnessing one of the most well-publicized heartbreaks in hip-hop history if she continues to ignore him. And Glow comes next. She has also retreated, leaving him behind in this mess that he kinda made up. Is he pursuing someone who has already moved on with her life after he was discarded in front of millions of people? And then out here manifesting Angela for the world to see? The down in the DM. It goes down kind of love story seems to be the one that is wrapped up like a fairy tale, possibly marking the end of that particular chapter. Everyone in the hip-hop industry is keeping an eye on him to see if he can recover from such a public setback. However, there are two things that are certain. Nothing simply fades in silence when legacy, love, and loyalty collide in our planet. It will determine how people recall this entire story, and we will reveal exactly how Angela reacted the next time.